Hi guys, so we are back for another video, and I have Utahime with me because we are talking about food diversity and the effect on the snake that you can see or I could see with mine. Let's go.
領域展開エビの部屋
So we talk a lot about food diversity and that we should feed our snake a variety of prey. Now, I'm totally okay with it. What I do now is I feed chicks and rats to Utahime. I try to vary a little bit, but there is some stuff that people don't talk a lot about it, and maybe we should talk about it because it can be really interesting. So, the thing is that I'll say it like that. I feed the chicks and the rats I feed are the same weight, so around 40-45 grams. They're not big chicks, they're not big rats, but I mean, it is what it is. So the thing is that when she's fed on rats, and when I give her a rat, she is always hunting after it, no problem with that. But she's just going into her corner, hide, and she doesn't move for 2-3 days. Now what happens when I feed chicks is that I feed one, of course, one because it's the same weight, one, and she doesn't go in her hide. First, she's trying to strike out everything. Second thing is that she doesn't go to her hide. She just crawl around like nothing happens, like she wasn't fed. And she is always on the hunt. So you have multiple possible reasons for that I envisioned. First being that chicks are lighter, if you want, than rats. It's easier to digest for them, so they don't feel it the same weight on their stomach than a rat, for example. That's something that can be a reason. Next stuff is that, they are like carpet python in the wild eat a variety of food. In Australia, they eat possums, they eat birds, they eat lizards when they're smaller, like baby size, juvenile size hatchlings. They eat but at this size and bigger, they eat birds, they eat rodents, they eat a bunch of variety, of different mammals and different birds, from chicks to chicken, to roosters, to lorikeets, to parrots, to a lot of stuff, so make just like a little like table stuff, that you can see here, screenshot of my screen stuff where I wrote that. But so you can see the variety, the percentages. So what I think is that they eat both. Going from individual to individual, I think they will prefer one another or another. So I think she prefers birds for the matter, which is why it's her reaction or like that. But I think that the fact is it's really interesting to feed a variety, to see the difference in behavior first. Now there is some reason I would not feed chicks to the ball pythons, or maybe not directly. First, because the chicks are a little small for them. It will be more a snack than something else for them. But also because it gives them diarrhea, from what I've seen and from some research I did and what I've talked about. So I don't want to have a mess in my tank, so I'm not sure I would feed them that way, or maybe like in the future also when I can have bigger chicks, or quails and stuff. But I think the fact is that a variety is also a variety of vitamins, a variety of a whole bunch of stuff. The amount of protein from a rat to a bird is not the same. All the balance in all the ingredients, if you want to call it that way, of the vitamin, the proteins, and the glucids and all that stuff, the fats and everything is not the same from a bird to a rat, which is also the fact what I said is that birds are lighter for them to digest than a rat, for example, because they're not the way a bird is on the molecular protein vitamin stuff part is not the same way, and is maybe easier to digest for them than a rat. Which is why, for example, when you feed a rat, they will stay more relaxed for more time than for a chick, for example. And she wants to go say hi to the, I don't know if you see it, but she wants to say hi to the ball python. I mean, I don't know what she wants. I mean, she always wants to go. She aimed for the highest point of the whole world. I mean, if she could go on the Everest, she would. But yeah. So the thing is that, and they're very active. She's very active. So the thing is that, yeah. Now what I've seen also is that when you give chicks, she's faster on the hunt than she is with the rat. For a rat, I can feed her every 2 weeks, no problem. And she won't hunt before the 10th, 11th, 12th day. But when it comes to chicks, after a week, after 8 days, 9 days, she becomes hungry. She goes on the hunt more. She's more on the hunting spot. So what do I call the hunting spot with her is that if you see that tank, and I will have a B shot for you, if you see the tank, you know, the tank is how it is, and you have like, you have the water bowl, and the water bowl is just here and there with a couple branches around. So, and when she stays, and I've seen that she stays more on the branches here and there, her head down at the water bowl. I've seen that it is the moment she is hungry and that she's on the hunt. That's what I've seen. Now, is it coincidence or not? But it's always like 2-3 days before I feed her. Not on chicks, but when it's rats, 2-3 days before I feed her, she's on there. Easy peasy, you know, at night she's on there. She's there. With chicks, she's there after 8 days. Or 7 to 9 days, let's say. I feed her every 14 days now. You know, I don't feed heavy. I feed heavy, but not on the time. I feed heavy on the prey. But, so, you know, there's also something, you know, that we'll talk about how some stuff that, you know, think that can be interesting to talk about, you know, and some theories that I read about the way you feed stuff, but that's for another video. So I think that feeding variety is really, really important. Now you have some tricky snakes that will only eat chicks, or only eat rats, or only eat ASF, or only eat mice. And these snakes, I mean, I don't think feeding them a variety is the best thing to do, because, I mean, if they're already tricky and only want to eat one thing, they will I'm not sure, and they never eat, they don't eat something else, maybe you should just feed them one thing. That's it. Now, what I've seen, for example, is that its size can matter. For example, I know that Auda, if I give her a 25, 40 gram rat, she will like not eat it. She just don't strike. Nah. She's like, you're kidding me right now? But when I give her like 80, 90, 100, 150, 100, a little, even more than 150 grams, snap it when she's on the hunt, of course. No, she didn't eat from November up until July, May, let's say. So it's really, really annoying. So you can't just like make assumptions of that. But the other ball python, they don't give a shit. They eat what you give, You know, they're like boa constrictors for that. Carpet python, or mine at least, and all the guys that I talk to carpet python wise, they say the same thing. Most carpet python will just snap everything you want. Snap everything you eat, you give them. Bam! Bam! Everything. Now, you have also tricky ones. Sometimes there are the exceptions that will only eat chicks, or sometimes they only eat rats, or sometimes they only eat mice, for whatever the reason, and you should give them only that thing because it's what they want. Now, the thing is that, of course, yeah, food variety is already great. It's always the best thing. If you can provide them, it's always the best thing. Now, it's like I mean, for me, I see it like UV stuff, like the UV, all the UV argument and stuff. Should you feed a variety? Should you give UV? It's the same thing. Is that if you want and if you can, yes. Now I can't give her all year-round chicks because, I mean, in Belgium at least, it's a little more difficult to find chicks than on other countries, and I'm not willing to do a long trip with frozen thawed chicks in my car because I'm always afraid that the thing will be like a little like, you know, thawed after a couple hours. So I'm not 100% okay with like going far away just for the rodents or for the snakes to feed them. Now, is it something good? Is something bad? Is in your opinion, each other's opinion. Now, the thing is that with UV and with the variety of food, of giving food, it's the same stuff. For me, is that if you can do it, let's go. If you can't, I mean, don't be ashamed of it because it's not like the biggest issue in the world. Now, of course, I mean, if you have a tricky snake that only eats chicks and it's difficult for you to have chicks, I mean, do your best. But you get the idea. So I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share. Don't forget to support us out. Don't forget to jump into things petrol. Don't forget to support our responsible reptile keeping. Don't forget Instagram to follow all these guys. And I hope to see you on the next one.